What is up? Mikey O back again. And look, you got to know the drill by now. If you don't, this is a behind the scenes look at what it takes to get a radio interview these days, or at least how we do it. Stef is here with us from Stef's Rock Show. What's up?
Yeah, what's up? Thank you so much for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, I'm pumped as well. So before we get started, if you want to check us out, IndieRageRadio.com. Our global mission is to provide a platform for independent and unsigned artists to promote their music. If you're down with that, one of the easiest ways to help support us is our Amazon affiliate link, because everybody shops on Amazon. tinyurl.com/Amazon link MO. Save that to your browser, whether it's on your computer or your phone. Every time you shop on Amazon, we get a small commission. There's no cost added to you, and it helps keep the ball rolling, so to speak. All right, here we go.
That's neat.
Segment one in 3, 2, 1. Indie Rage Radio, IndieRageRadio.com. We are back for another episode. And Stef from Stef's Rock Show joining us tonight. Stef, how's it going?
It's going good. It's going really good. How are you doing?
I am fantastic. She is a rock and roll journalist, a podcaster, a former radio personality, and music enthusiast. And she's out of Sacramento, California. Really excited to talk to you. What was it? I think I was interviewing or setting up to interview the band Dark Sun from Chicago. Okay. And I went to YouTube and I put in Dark Sun interviews, and then yours came up. And I was like, oh, this is cool, man. I was like, she's got a great voice. So I knew automatically you had been in radio.
Oh, thank you.
And I was like, oh, this is really cool for me. I'm really digging what she's doing. So one of these days I was like, you know what? We got to get Stef on the show and help promote her platform.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, the podcast is brand new. It's just 6 months old. So it's like my new baby project that I'm trying to grow, and I'm uploading old clips. But I too love it when I'm going to go interview a band and I'll go on YouTube to get that special information that you can't find on Wikipedia or Google or even Reddit during someone's interview. And then I love to turn that into a question. And now I've become friends with some of the other journalists because I've watched their interview and complimented them and been like, that was a great interview. And you gave me an idea, so it's cool when we can all help each other out and watch each other's interviews.
Yeah, Wikipedia has burned me so many times.
Yeah.
Like my day job, I work for a classic hits radio station. And, I go to Wikipedia, get some stuff, and without a shadow of a doubt, there's going to be one question that I ask, and they're like, nah, that's not right. I don't know where you got that from.
Yeah, it's not always correct. I don't know. But anyone can add anything, I feel like, to Wikipedia. And they've even added me on some of the artists, and they've taken my question out of context on the artist's Wikipedia. So I don't know who's doing, like, they should have someone overlooking this or checking it better.
So we'll talk a little bit more about you and The Rock Show. You can find Stef on Instagram, Spotify, YouTube. Just search Stef's Rock Show, STEF apostrophe S, Stef's Rock Show. But first, look, the Rage Nation, they are a nosy little bunch.
I like that.
They want to know a little bit about you. So in segment one, we always play a game.
Okay.
So we're going to play Smash or Pass. And it might not be the Smash or Pass you're thinking about.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. Essentially, it's kind of like well, not really a this or that, but I'm going to give you a people, place, or thing. If you like it, you smash it. If you don't like it, you pass it, right?
Okay. Smash it if I like it.
Yes. And since you're in California, we're going to do a California edition.
Oh, I like it.
All right, here we go. Okay. Smash or pass? Earthquakes.
Pass.
How many earthquakes have you been in?
Technically 2 minor ones in LA, but I didn't feel them. I heard about them on the news later. So I've been lucky.
If you're going to be in an earthquake, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Hands down.
I was probably drunk moving more just by myself than the actual earthquake.
Smash or pass? Avocados.
Oh, smash.
Yeah. What's your favorite thing to put an avocado on?
Oh, the toast, a typical California girl, but I eat them by themselves with just salt and pepper. Like, I love avocados.
Yeah. So you like going to Tom Brady. There's a local deli here, and they have the California sandwich. And I really don't know if the California sandwich is a thing or if they're just calling it a California sandwich because they put avocado on it, but it's fantastic.
Absolutely. It's overpriced and there's avocado on it. It's a California sandwich.
It is the super fruit though. So I feel like I do need to pay up a little bit when I have avocado.
They're expensive. They taste good though.
All right. Smash or pass? Punk music.
Ooh, smash.
Yeah. I mean, living in
Yeah.
California, you're kind of like in the mecca of punk.
Yeah, San Francisco has the Bay Area, a lot of good punk bands that came out of it, and then I was a sucker for Gigi Allen, when I was
Mm.
growing up. I
Yep.
love a shock rocker, and a performance with the music.
Yeah. A lot of my favorite bands growing up came out of Orange County.
Oh, yeah. That's
A lot of
another
good stuff in
great,
there.
great music hub.
Smash or pass? Traffic jams.
Oh, pass. Pass. It's why I left LA and I came up to Northern California now in Sacramento because LA is so bad with the traffic. Like,
Mhm.
if you wanna see a friend 15 minutes down the road, prepare for an hour or 2 to get there. It's
Yeah.
rough. Yeah.
Unless you have a motorcycle, because then you pretty much got carte blanche to just go.
Yeah, but I'll die if I get a I want one, but I have a lead foot and I'm crazy, so I can't allow myself to have a motorcycle.
Yeah, watching the lane splitting videos on YouTube, it always gives me anxiety because I'm
Me
like,
too.
What if somebody's having a bad day and they're just like, you know what? I'm opening up this door right here, right now,
Today's
and
the day. Oops.
I'm catching this motorcycle driver."
Yeah, no, I can't do it, and I've been on the back of them quite often because I like some bad boys, but I'm not gonna be the driver.
Right on. All right, smash or pass? Surfing.
Oh, smash. Smash. I surfed growing up in high
Nice.
school, so I'm not surfing currently because the water's too cold, now that I'm old, but growing up, I loved surfing, also didn't realize how common sharks were, when you're young. It was one of
Oh,
those, like,
yeah.
I thought Jaws was like a joke, and then the older you get, the more and it's been a more frequent occurrence as well on the coast, and so and I am not getting in the water anymore, but I used to love surfing back in the day.
Probably all the pollution we're putting in there, killing all the fish. They gotta come closer to shore.
And eat us, and we're
Yeah.
making them insane with all the pollution in the ocean, so they're just like, "We don't know what we're doing, can we bite you?"
I interviewed, about a month ago, a band from San Diego, Door 13, and they talked about how cold the water was in San Diego, and that blew my mind because I live in Lake Charles, Louisiana. We're right by Texas, so we're over here on the Gulf Coast, and our water is muddy, and it's nasty, and it's always hot. So it's hot outside, it's hot in the water, it's never a pleasant experience. So it blew my mind that water could be cold in the
Oh, it's
ocean.
freezing. I was surfing in the Santa Cruz area because I grew up in NorCal, and it's absolutely freezing, but, when I was 14 to 18, I threw on a wetsuit, I was fine. I tried to throw on a wetsuit again in my early 30s and was like, "No, no, not doing this anymore, I'm good."
On the edge of hypothermia.
Yeah, yeah. Now I'm a pussy, can't do it.
Smash or pass? In-N-Out burgers.
Smash, and I was actually kind of bummed that they ventured out of California. I know Texans and other people were excited about that, but I loved that it was exclusive for a while to California. Love their burgers. So and there's this secret menu that's large. I'm always doing
Mhm.
like the grilled onion buns and adding pickles and doing all the weird stuff.
Do you like the animal sauce?
I do.
Okay,
Yeah, on everything. Yeah,
because
I
that
love
seems to
In-N-Out.
be where some people draw the line. They're like, "Yeah, In-N-Out's great, but the animal sauce a little too much."
It is intense, but there's like a loaded fries that has the onions and the cheese and the animal sauce, and it's so I go there probably once a week, like,
Nice.
I like it.
Smash or pass? This is the official California state dance, square dancing.
Oh, pass. That's not sexy.
Have you ever been
No.
square dancing?
I mean, in PE in 6th grade because I had to,
Yeah.
right? But no, I'm not trying to go get laid by square dancing,
There's
so
not like any square dancing festivals in California?
no, but there's swing dancing, downtown Sac,
Hmm,
and I've done that a couple times. That's kinda cute and romantic, and I'll get in a '50s dress, so I like swing dancing.
gotcha. All right, and the finale. Smash or pass? The California state animal, grizzly bears.
I'll pass. I mean, I don't wanna die. I had a bear enter my tent in Tahoe one night, and
Oh
I'm
my
never
god.
gonna go yeah, 4 years ago. I'm never gonna go tent camping again. I have to get a small Airbnb or a trailer, and something with a wall because the bear's head came into the tent while I was sleeping. But it got scared right away and ran away, but I don't wanna get that close to nature. I'm okay.
It must have been a black bear, because aren't black bears really skittish?
I don't it was huge, and then I didn't there was warnings everywhere that North Tahoe has a huge issue, and they've actually relocated one said bear a little bit later to Colorado because it was being fed by other humans, and so
Oh,
it was
no.
wandering into these campgrounds all the time and was just being hand fed, and so it just wasn't freaked out. Well, my ex-boyfriend, he did the flashlight in the bear's eyes and made like a deep sound, and it just like ran off. But I couldn't see that well, but it was massive. My dog slept through the whole thing too. I was like, what the heck? You're supposed to protect me. My dog was snoring.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I how does the saying go? If it's black, fight back. If it's brown, lay down.
Yeah, I think well, and you're supposed to look bigger than life though. I think for both and even like mountain lions, they say don't turn your back. You're supposed to like face it and look intimidating to the creature and get larger. But I would rather just not hike where I could run into an animal that
Mhm.
will kill me. And I'm not a big hiker. Like I like to go out in nature and sit and chill, maybe have like a glass of wine by the river, but I'm not an exercise person. It's not my vibe.
Or you could just buy some like old fashioned, like, 1800 chainmail, or maybe
Yeah.
like a some
Or
kind of
there's
like,
bear spray, there's
yeah, but I mean, who knows if that works?
yeah.
Have
Yeah.
we really ever seen a video where it worked?
No, I know. I watched that reality show Alone because I love it where they're dropped off in the middle of nowhere and they give them a tiny can of bear spray. And I'm like, seriously? No. Like, and these bears and these wolves come really close to their
Oh,
territories.
no.
I am not
Uh,
comfortable with a little can of probably just pepper spray. It doesn't even work on the guys when they're breaking into your place. Why would it work on a bear?
exactly.
I don't think so.
All right, so that was Smash or Pass. Thank you, ma'am, for playing.
Woo! That was fun.
All right, so I asked you to send us some bands that you're really digging lately that are independent or unsigned. And one of the bands caught me by surprise
Oh.
because, and I saw you interviewed them as well, on your YouTube channel. But like, this band they're near and dear to my heart because growing up, I was a little youth group kid that was really into Christian metalcore,
Oh,
and
Under Oath.
no bigger
Cute.
band than Under Oath,
Yeah.
and you wanted to play Survivor's Guilt. Why? What? How did this song talk to you?
So definitely I love to Under Oath. I've been a fan of them for a long time. Their manager just contacted me when they had a Sacramento date with all access passes and the ability to have them on my new podcast. So I was really excited. I've actually never interviewed them. And so I sat down with them. They were so sweet. Offered me drinks, just kind of took care of me. Then I interviewed them. They wanted to answer all the questions and their new hit Survivor's Guilt. They also just announced they're going to be on a tour with Papa Roach and Rise Against. So um, it's like Rise of the Roach, and they're coming to SAC, I think, in March 29th. So I'm going to go back and see them again, hopefully get them back on the podcast. But I just, when you interview someone and they're so nice to you and they accommodate
Mhm.
you, and then I love the song, the new Survivor's Guilt, and I think it needs to get more recognition and play. They're one of those bands that are an underdog that I don't think have gotten to where they should be for how long they've been in the game.
Most definitely. Here's Under Oath, Survivor's Guilt on Indie Rage Radio. All right, very cool. Segment 2, we're going to talk a little bit more about you and the show.
I love that you play music. I really want to work up to a full radio show eventually. And I want co-hosts. Like I don't like to do it by myself. I miss having two men to
Mhm.
bounce ideas off. So yeah, I really want like co-hosts and play some
How long
music.
have you been under radio?
Been out of radio for 6 years.
Okay,
Yeah. And then I started this 6 months ago.
right on. All right, here we go. Segment 2 in 3, 2, 1. Indie Rage Radio, IndieRageRadio.com. We are back with Stef from Stef's Rock Show. Stef, we said it in segment 1, but if people are just tuning in, how can they find you on the internet?
At Stef's Rock Show. And that's Steph with an F.
Yeah, IG, Spotify, YouTube. She is there. Um, so let's talk a little bit about your past. Obviously it sparked my
It's colorful.
yeah. But it sparked my interest because being a radio guy, you were a former radio personality, and you used to live in LA, the whole Hollywood scene. So that
Mm,
that must have been absolutely nuts. Tell us
epic.
a little bit about your background.
So I went to college in 2004 and heard that radio was an easy A. So that's how I just fell into radio. I was on dance team and traveling, and I just wanted to party, to be honest. So I loved it. I played 80s hair metal at night, and my friends would call in. And so I got into it, graduated in communication, and got an internship at Playboy Radio in Hollywood in 2008. And that's where my mind opened up. And I just was like, you know what? I want to start a YouTube channel because I'm coming in contact during my internship with all these famous rock stars and comedians. No one knew what a YouTube channel really was in '08. There wasn't like YouTubers. And so everyone was like, I don't understand what that is. So I would bring a little camera and tripod. And after the Playboy radio interview, I would do my own YouTube channel interview with some of the guests. And because I just lived in Hollywood, partied hard. I ended up hosting Miss Rainbow contest on Sunset Boulevard, hanging out with Steel Panther a lot and doing hosting and shows events with them. And then I moved up to Rock 96.7 in Modesto eventually for my first morning show, like official morning spot. So with Bueller Brent and stuff in the morning. But I love radio. It's just unlike any career you'll ever do. It's so fun.
Now, let me riddle me this. I've always had the mindset as a male jock, if you're an attractive female and you have a great voice, doors open really easy. How has your journey been? What have you seen with being a female jock in the radio business?
I think it's more beneficial. It's rare for a female to be kind of brash and outgoing and able to hang with a lot of the big dogs. I say a lot of the males. So it's something that has benefited me being a female. But then also, on the other hand, I will sometimes people don't take you as seriously, and I've played up the dumb blonde and it can help me at certain times with scenarios. But now that I'm older, I've been taken more seriously. But when I was in my 20s and you show up as a female journalist, I think some bands are just like, oh, she's just here to party, or I just want to hit on her. And they get shocked when you actually research them for hours and have questions about them that are hard to find. So it's got its positives and drawbacks.
Yeah, so you were in radio for 20 years. Let me ask you this. You graduated from the University of the Pacific.
Yes.
Did they prepare you for radio? Because I know, I went to our local university here in Lake Charles, McNeese State University, and our radio, or they didn't even have a radio program at the time. Our broadcast journalism department was an absolute joke. And I found out my senior year, we weren't even credited at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So did they prepare you or
No, I've gone down on history stating that I don't think college for the majority of people is necessary. I think it's a waste of time and money. Was it the best 4-year party of my life? Totally. Absolutely loved it. But everything I learned was thrown into the job on the job. They didn't even have a legit soundboard. I didn't even know what was going on. And everything I learned, I think radio is you're born with it too. You got to be a little insane, maybe high anxiety because you're quick to respond and answer questions, but then also just actual hands-on experience on the job. It's really hard to train. Maybe other colleges have better programs, but for as nice as the private university was I went to, it didn't prepare me for what I learned at Playboy. And then kind of just on my own too, like going on my own side projects to make mistakes, because that's how we learn too. I'm like, oh, I didn't like that question, or I think I rushed that, or I wanted to just learn how to slow down and listen more and not just think about the next question. There's a lot of things of just doing a ton of interviews. You'll get better over time.
So you parlayed that experience into your new project, Stef's Rock Show, on Instagram, Spotify, and YouTube. And man, you have quite the eclectic interview bag.
Roster. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you got deep conversations with Chester Bennington's son. You're
Yeah.
talking with head PE and Tim Montana about lot lizards, and
Yeah.
you're rubbing shoulders with like legends like CKY and Taproot and Drowning Pool and more.
I'm so lucky. I'm really blessed. Yeah. No, I've made a lot of these connections. That's what's funny. When I started this new podcast, my neighbors in the suburb and friends had no idea about the past, right? And so they're like, "Wait, how do you just get backstage to these places or get these people on your shows?" And I'm like, "Well, I interviewed them years ago, and I love being really nice, and I'm really friendly, and I usually want to hang out and have a drink or check in with them." I was surprised that people even remembered me from years ago and wanted to come on this new little podcast that I think when I first started reaching out to people, I had like 1,000 followers. I'm like, oh, they're just not even going to want to. Or someone would hit me back and say, Steph, someone's impersonating you. And they started this new page saying it's
Oh
you. And I'm
no.
like, no, it is. It's me, dude. I'm trying to start a podcast. I've been so blessed that Danny, that puts on all the festivals, let me backstage for Aftershock, and that was a huge break in the podcast. And I got to reconnect with a lot of people that I haven't seen in a long time, and just had such a great time in October.
Yeah, and speaking of Aftershock, do you guys have a lot of food vendors there as well?
Yes, we have a lot of food vendors. The food's great, but the catering is what everybody brags about. When you do a DWP, a Danny Weimer Presents, he has the best catering, like the best food of any festival.
But what I was getting at is usually like there's some way out there food vendors that have like these crazy foods at festivals. What's the craziest like food that you've seen at Aftershock?
Yeah, but what I just had, it was the quesadilla tacos with hot Cheetos in it. And I love
Ooh,
spicy. I like Takis and hot Cheetos.
yeah.
And so the hot Cheeto crunch with like the pork and it fried and cheese on the
Oh
outside
my
was so
God.
good. I want that again next year. I'm already thinking about it again.
That sounds amazing. You
Yeah.
you need to do like a tutorial on how to make that.
That'd be a
Put it
good
on
idea. Or you know
YouTube.
what? I forgot that's the only day out of 4 days I showed my food, and I forget how many people wanna see the food because 'cause you're right, it is unique and yummy, so I need to get better at you know how people talk over the video? I'm just learning kinda how to do this thing, and I wanna talk over the videos more, explain how I get into the festival and what I eat, like, more details about your life. I think that's what people are really interested, not just the interviews, but about the person that's interviewing and what they do prior.
Yeah, I mean, look, you rubbed some shoulders with some pretty big dogs. Were there any ones that you were just like totally starstruck that you've interviewed?
Yeah, well, in the past and not just at
Yeah, yeah,
Aftershock?
yeah, anytime.
Yeah. Marilyn Manson, I've been a super fan. You know, I grew up with mechanical animals. It got me through some strange times in my life. So Marilyn Manson and Weird Al are my 2 favorites. I haven't got to directly interview Weird Al. I backup danced for him, and I've interviewed his, guitarist and drummer, but, um, interviewing Marilyn Manson in San Francisco in 2013, I literally couldn't get words out of my mouth for a little bit, and I even was like, "You're hot," and he was like, "You're not so bad yourself," and I took "You're not so bad yourself" as, like, the best compliment ever, even though it's not, and I was just like, "Ah, I'm not worthy," and so that was hard to focus because his posters were all over my room growing up.
Yeah, right on. All right, so the next song we asked you, hey, let's get some independent songs on here. Let's get some unsigned songs that you're really digging right now. The next one we're gonna play is from Alien Ant Farm, and it's called "Last Dance," and it's written like dance, like dance.
Yeah, because 'cause they're ants. I love it.
Yeah, talk to this song.
So I am loving Mantras, Alien Ant Farm's latest album that just came out in 2024. It's giving anthology vibes that came out in the late 90s. I grew up as a little skater girl and I absolutely loved Alien Ant Farm, you know, and CKY and all the music I skated to. And so to see these guys come back from playing dive bars to now playing festivals and touring all over Europe again is really neat. I love it when a band reinvents himself, but yet the sounds like anthology and Last Dance. I just dig it. It's so good. And it talks about radio and also, you know, you don't want to die alone. You want to, you know, find your person and kind of keep it going. So I like that song.
Yeah, and you know what? Obviously, you know, everybody remembers them for their Michael Jackson cover.
Yeah.
But was the follow-up single Movies? Was that the follow-up single after that?
Yes, which movies did really good too. And I just don't like it when people go, oh, the Smooth Criminal Band. Cause I'm like, there's so much more if you dive deep into Alien Ant Farm. Another underrated band, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
I really dig the Movies, video as well. They had, uh, what's his face in there? Mr. Miyagi.
Yeah, they were doing karate and
Yeah,
they yeah, they no, it's cute. And they what's the one Glow? Have you seen that music video where
I
all of
don't
the
think so.
electronics come alive and they start trying to attack them, the vacuums and toasters and refrigerators. So there's a lot of cute. They said so many people are like Alien Ant Farm and then I tell them to go find all of their albums and their music and they go, "Oh my god, they're really good. I was sleeping on them." So,
Yeah.
yeah, people sleep on them.
Well, here it is. It's Alien Ant Farm, Last Dance on Indie Rage Radio. All right, cool. Segment 3 is the start of hour number 2, and we're going to talk a little bit about Sacramento.
Cool.
How how long have you been in Sacramento?
I've been in Sacramento for 8 years.
Okay, very cool. All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Indie Rage Radio, IndieRageRadio.com. Kicking hour number 2 off with Stef's Rock Show. Wait, no, that's
Woo!
your show. You're Steph.
I like putting Steph's rock show though, because it's so funny. Over the years, people yell out rock show, and I look, and that's what they call me. So now it's just that's my name.
You can find her on Instagram, Spotify, and YouTube. Steph's Rock Show. And of course, I mean, you're interviewing independent artists, unsigned artists, you're touring bands, everything underneath the sun. And it's really great content. So if you haven't already, go follow her on all those social media platforms and Spotify and YouTube as well. Give her the big subscribe button. So let's talk a little bit about Sacramento,
Okay.
capital of California.
Sacktown, baby.
Yeah. So somebody's interested in coming to Sacramento for the weekend. They're hopping on the Spirit airline. Of course, they're throwing down for the big seat in the front because nobody wants to sit in the back.
Well, they're going to crash. They're not going to make it to Sac if they're on Spirit. You better take Southwest.
They made it to Sacktown.
Okay.
And they're wanting to know, Steph, what's one restaurant in Sacramento that I gotta go eat at?
Localis, but it's a couple bucks. Are you like, if you want affordable, fun restaurant, Jungle Bird is amazing, and that's really neat, and it's a huge theme, like you're in a tiki lounge. But if you want the best farm to fork, high quality food, Localis, Localis on SN22, and oh my gosh, I think about that food, but it's like a birthday, like celebration kind of restaurant.
It's one of those things you daydream about, right?
Yeah, you do. Like
Yeah.
you think your mouth waters when you think about the food. And I love octopus. They do a great oven roasted octopus leg. And it's always like some strange things that you wouldn't put together, but then they taste phenomenal. So
Yeah.
just love that place.
All right. So they had some great octopus. They're wanting to go see a rockin' show. All right. What is, and look, we're not looking for a big venue here. We want to be packed in like sardines. Okay.
Yes. Ace of Spades.
We want to sweat with other people. We want to smell BO and we want to rock out.
I love that's Ace of Spades, Golden One's our big arena where our sports team play and the larger acts. But I actually love Ace of Spades more because it's a double decker, kind of small. And you get those opening bands, but that are really good, or they're on their way up or they're on their way down, and ticket prices are affordable. You can run and get a drink quickly. I'm a big fan of Ace of Spades. That's my favorite venue in Sac.
Nice. All right. So they saw a great show. They want to nightcap it. What's an awesome bar they need to go to?
I prefer dive bars. You know what I mean? I'm not like a big bar club person. So there's a West Sac sports bar that's just like a great dive, and it's end of the night. You're going to hang out with an old man and hear a war story and get like a cheap beer. So I love the West Sac sports bar.
Right on. All right. So the next song we're going to play on the show is from Imperial Teen. And now this song got quite a few years on it.
Yes. It's from Jawbreaker. Have you seen that movie from the 90s?
Not.
Oh my gosh, you have to see it. Marilyn Manson's in it and Rose McGowan, and it is better than Mean Girls, I think. And I just rewatched it a couple of weeks ago, and I think this song too is really underrated, but it's such a hot, weird song in like a unique way. So I dig it.
How do you say the title of the song? Is it Yahoo?
It's Yahoo. Yeah, Yahoo.
Okay.
And that's what they keep saying like over and over.
Yeah. All right,
Yahoo.
that's it. Here's Empirical Teen with Yahoo on Indie Rage Radio. All right. And then segment 4 is kind of like at the end of the show. So we're up against a clock type thing.
Okay. Did I give you a fourth too? I meant to give you a fourth.
You did not. But I put a fourth in there to surprise you.
Okay, good. Thank you.
Yes. All right. Segment 4 in 3, 2, 1. Indie Rage Radio, IndieRageRadio.com. Sadly, we are at the end of the show. And of course, it happens every week. We only got a 2-hour block. So look, we make the best of the time we have. Stef from Stef's Rock Show has been such an awesome guest. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Thanks for having me. This has been so fun. I like your show.
I appreciate that. Find Stef's Rock Show on Instagram, Spotify, and YouTube. And speaking of YouTube, the last song we're going to play is from a band that I saw that you recently uploaded to your YouTube page. We're going to play Nothing More with their new song, Angel Song, featuring David Draymond from Disturbed. Of course, number 6 on the SMR chart, and coincidentally, number 6 on the Indie Rage Radio Top 25. But before we get to that song, what's the future hold for Stef's Rock Show? Like, what can we look forward to?
So I'm really excited. Like I said, I'm doing my first live chicken wing tasting with Coney Island Saucery on December 9th. It might air though. I'll put clips on my channel a day or two later. I'm having McGlocky back on. He's like this internet sensation blowing up for mashups. And so I'm booked out right now until mid-January. So just a lot of really cool, awesome guests. I'm going to be doing some promotions with Liquid Death Water. So I'm excited. I just want to keep growing the channel. I'm doing my own thing independently now, so there's no station behind me. And of course, I'll be back at Aftershock Festival. I might make it out to Sonic Temple and Ohio Festival as well. So stay tuned and keep checking Steph's Rock Show.
Most definitely on Instagram, Spotify, and YouTube. Make sure you follow her today. So when you talk to Daniel Oliver from Nothing More, you guys talked a lot about the destruction that came with the hurricanes over in like North Carolina and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What really impresses you about the band Nothing More?
I think that they've been around for a long time and they haven't really complained about being in the game for a long time. They really have just been a steady band that waited for their big break. And then even when they got their big break, they're still hustling and kind of opening and whatnot and being humble about where they've made it so far. But they have such like a rough, hard sound that's gritty and amazing, but then they can get these little pop courses that sneak in there. So I feel like it's a cool, they can get a broad fan base with their sound, with what they're doing.
Yeah, and on that interview, he sounded like a really great guy, talking about, being off a tour and grabbing shovels and helping out in the community.
Yeah, helping rebuild, and he likes riding dirt bikes, and I used to like dirt bikes, and he was just such a sweetheart. Like I said, everyone on this podcast has been super nice. I definitely have some radio stories from obviously 20 years where a couple bands have been meanie pants, but no, everyone on this podcast, if you see them on my page on the new podcast, they've been the nicest, like on time, really fun to interview, and I'm a bigger fan of Nothing More after having Daniel on. And I love the Angel song. It is so addicting. Like I've got it on repeat a lot.
Did he say how he got David on the track?
Yeah, that they had toured together in Sweden, I believe, and Sweden or Switzerland, one of the S's that are free. And they had met and they had talked for a while. And then I didn't know they had actually written that part before contacting him and saying, we'd like you on it. And he right away said yes to it. And so I don't even think he's taking any financial gain from his part on the song. He's just really sweet. And David's just such a great guy. He's helping them out, and then they're going to go back out on tour together.
Nice. Very cool. Well, she is Stef from Stef's Rock Show. Make sure you go check her out on Instagram, Spotify, YouTube. Go give her a follow. Stef's Rock Show. You have any merch out there?
No, I used to have t-shirts and
Yeah.
I was like in a leopard bikini and they were crazy. I need to get new t-shirts, but I'm too old for leopard bikinis, but that's a good idea. I need to get merch.
There you go. All right, go follow her on Instagram, Spotify, and YouTube. Definitely check her out. She's got some great content out there. And, definitely wanted to link up with you because, you're out there, you're supporting independent bands and unsigned bands. And that's our gig over here as well. So
And thank you for doing that. I'm glad you're doing that as well. And thank you so much for having me as a guest. It's really awesome.
Yes, I appreciate you and your time. All right. She is Stephanie. I am Mikey O. We are out of here. Here's Nothing More. Angel Song on Indie Rage Radio.
Woo!
All right. Very cool.
I want to take a photo that I was on it. Okay, let me see. There we go. Cool. I'll tag you.
Oh, thank you. And then when your show's coming up, I'll tag you as well so you'll know when it's coming.
Awesome. Thanks. And then do you do it on like YouTube and Instagram, or where's like the main
Well, our main
platform?
social media platform is Facebook.
Oh, okay. That's the only one I'm not on.
But we're on Instagram and like X and YouTube as well.
Okay.
but like that's where we get like our most action is from Facebook.
I know I need to make a new Facebook. It's just like I finally made an ex like a couple months ago. My friends are all getting down on me. And I feel like now every time I make a new social media, I'm now on my phone for a new hour in the day, doing more uploads stuff. But I want to get it. I heard you miss out on the opportunity of the platform you're not on. So I'm trying to get everywhere and do as much. But Instagram's obviously that's my
Mhm.
main hub.
Yeah, it gets to be a lot.
Yeah.
So
I know
I
because
use it.
I'm my own PR person, right? I'm the
Yeah,
talent and I edit. Like I'm like you,
yeah,
I'm doing everything. And so sometimes I'll be like, okay, put your phone down, Steph. You did enough for the podcast today. And I have a real job, in real estate and bartending. So I also have to go to real work too.
exactly. Well, before you go today, can you give me a drop whenever you're ready? Just say, "Hey, this is Steph from Steph's Rock Show, and you're listening to Indie Rage Radio."
Yes. Hey, this is Steph from Steph's Rock Show, and you're listening to Indie Rage Radio.
Perfection. Thank you, ma'am. Sure do appreciate
Awesome.
it. Keep fighting the good fight out there.
You
You're doing
too.
great.
Thank you. You too. I'll talk to you soon.
You as well.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.